The death penalty is a really fascinating issue because I think it's one of the few that do bring together the right and the left, and I think we certainly see that in the faith realm as well. Most of my work focuses on outreach to evangelicals, and I have found more ground that I could ever possibly cover when it comes to the conversations that can be had on this issue and the movement that is happening, and especially I think with folks from my generation. There's definitely room and space for a conversation about the death penalty. So we're finding folks who are coming to the issue who are saying, I do support the death penalty as a philosophy. Morally, I'm okay with the taking of a person's life if they've killed someone. But given the cost of the death penalty, given the imperfections in our system and the fact that innocent people can be convicted, I'm okay with the alternative of something like life without parole. Most often when I talk to evangelicals who disagree with me, I hear something along the lines of, there are just some people who deserve to die for what they have done. Unfortunately, it's not the worst of the worst who often end up on death row. It's folks who don't have good education or who can't afford their own attorney. Statistics show us that if you can afford to pay for your own defense attorney, you most likely will not end up on death row. The more you know about the facts of how it's carried out, and especially as people of faith, we have a variety of reasons to be concerned. The fact that if you kill an African American person or a Latino person, you are less likely to receive the death penalty than if you kill a white person. I mean, what does that say about the way that we value life? I'm finding great conversation with people of faith around the concept of redemption. And if we really believe in redemption as evangelicals, we cannot support the death penalty because we say that there is room, no matter what you've done, no matter who you are, that God can reach you and he can transform you. And so if we believe that, the death penalty cuts that opportunity short. When I started this work several years ago, I had never heard the term exoneree. I didn't know what that meant. I certainly thought our criminal justice system had the ability to convict innocent people. However, I was probably pretty skeptical about that happening. Never would I have imagined that we would be at a point today where we have 150 people who have been exonerated from death row across this country, which is a staggering number, and it's been growing exponentially. And I think these days it's no longer a question. You know, I think your average person knows that we convict innocent people and sentence them to death. It's on Dateline, you know, it's on the news. I think we are very close to reaching a tipping point on this issue, and I think what is going to put this issue over the edge is the faith community. I just have no doubt about that. And so I think the more that conservative evangelicals wake up to the reality of the system, I think the more they're going to be willing to take a real look at the system and to speak up and say, this really isn't functioning anymore, and we can't stand behind a system that convicts innocent people, that shows major disparity when talking about people of color and people who don't have financial resources. This is no longer a left issue, that conservatives are certainly also very concerned about this, and I think that the rest of the country will take note of that. I definitely believe that it will be within my lifetime, and I'm hopeful that it will happen sooner rather than later.